Okay, something also not to be taken lightly is missing your redetermination form. One of my very good friends, Johnny K., not the Johnny K here, one of my best friends that I've grown up fixing cars with, John, he ignored it. I call him up, I'm like, Bud, didn't you have a form? My buddy Andy sure remembered. He was in December. So, no respect, Andy. So anyway, we really want you to pay attention to this. Anyone who has parents that have prescriptions at $2.65 or $6.50, please ask them, Mom, Dad, hey, did you get your form in the mail? The form comes from the Department of Social Services. It is called a redetermination form, and it is mandatory. I don't want to steal the fire from Darryle, so she'll go a little more thoroughly into that, but it is mandatory. You do not just get automatically re-enrolled. So, you know what? Pay attention. You got to know what's going on. All right, we have Darryle Willenbrock of the Western Connecticut Area Agency on Aging on the line. Darryle, how are you?
I'm good, Michael. How are you?
Good. First of all, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. But unfortunately, you and I are just so inundated. We need to get it out there a little more. No one is taking the anthem breach as seriously as I'd like them to. And our particular constituencies, our seniors, are not taking the redetermination form as seriously as they should, and they're actually lapsing it.
Yeah, we're finding that more and more, and the big thing is you need to look at the mail to see when the state sends you that read debt form. It comes in at least once a year. It absolutely goes to the right address. People will say, I didn't get the form, but when we check in the system and see your address on it, it could not have gone anyplace else. Let me make this point while I have you on the phone. If you've moved, just doing a forward does not change your address with the state of Connecticut. You have to change it by sending them something that shows proof that you're at a new address. But you must look and get this form once a year, and we're finding more and more people are being discontinued from the program. And that lapse can cost you something if you happen to get sick during the time you're not eligible.
Right. It'll cost you not only $104.90 that you've lost going back into your Social Security check, it'll cost your prescriptions. You're so comfortable paying $265 or $650, and then all of a sudden, all this week I'm getting calls. I have to get yelled at after the show because the woman wants me to call her after 2 o'clock. But I know what she's going to say. 3 of my prescriptions are now costing me $68 each. Well, that's because they're not on the same formulary as they used to.
Plus, I had one that called me and said it was $300.
Right, where it used to be they were paying a more reduced premium because they had the Medicare savings program.
Exactly, and it's not paying attention to the little things, and it really is important because it saves you a lot of money, the consumer. I wanted to mention one other thing,
Take
too.
your time.
I've gotten a lot of calls from people asking me if I get a lump sum payment, and I take it once a year because I'm mandated to. What happens is you take a discontinuance from the state program for that month. You don't take that amount of money and divide it by 12. You just discontinue yourselves for 1 month. The next month, that income turns into an asset, and it doesn't count.
Okay, go over that nice and slowly because that is a question we get daily. Slow.
Okay, if you take a lump sum payment because you're mandated to, it can either be a retirement plan, an annuity, a 401k, any of these plans where at 70 years old, generally you're required to take a certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. If you can, take the lump sum in 1 month. Say you take it in December. You are ineligible then for the program for the month of December, but you become eligible again in January.
Right.
You do not take all of that money and divide it by 12 because it's not income for 12 months. The following month, the income becomes an asset, and assets don't count with the Medicare savings plan.
Brilliantly put. That is so true. People take a monthly distribution, and now they're over. And we're seeing that sometimes people are only over by a couple $100, and they lose it.
Right.
So the smarter thing to do...
But don't divide it by 12, because we're seeing more and more people, and then they become ineligible for the year. You're not ineligible for the year.
Correct. And there's no asset allocation where they take assets back. That always scares people where they say, no. That's going to that's going to put me in some bracket. No, it's a Medicare savings program.
And the easiest thing to do, if you have any doubts about the program, for some people they get these allotments more than once a year, is apply and let the state give you the redetermination as to what you are, if you're eligible or not eligible.
And for the non-tech savvy that would go on Connect, the redetermination form is a light hue of green, almost a turquoise color. You'd notice it instantly. It's from the Department of Social Services. My buddy Andy was on. It's so simple. They give you the self-addressed stamped envelope back to them. The stamp is already pre-stamped. So what you need to do is you need to focus on that form, get it done. If you need help, you can call the fabulous people at the Western Connecticut Area Agency on Aging. They are at 757-5449. You can call Alexis Rotella at the Waterbury Senior Center. She would have, I think she works with one of your coworkers, Heather Burns,
Heather
correct?
Burns, who's there, yeah.
And do you have a phone number over there?
I do, 203-574-6746.
Okay, so you have both of those avenues. And for my clients, you can always call myself. Please, actually, if you don't mind, if it's something easy like a redetermination form, get my staff. They get paid very well, and they're intelligent. They can handle it. If it's a dire need to get me, you can always get me because I own the company, and I take pride in that. But sometimes 3 or 4 of those will be easier fielded by my staff. So that's 757-6099. We have quite a few people who just come into the office, which walk-ins are allowed. Just do me one small favor, and just try to, if you can, give us a call first before you come. That way we can at least be prepared, pull your file. And sometimes because of HIPAA, we have so many people in the office that are talking about their numbers, their Social Security number, their Medicare claim number. That gets kind of HIPAA uncompliant. So let us at least have 10-minute notice, and we can be prepared for you. Darryle, your hours of availability are?
8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Okay, and that's 83 Progress Lane, Waterbury?
84 Progress
84.
Lane.
I can be off by one number. But
Right.
anyway, it's so easy to get there. You get off at the Costco exit, heading towards Cheshire instead of taking a left towards the Winds. I think they're a commercial plugger of ours at WATR, or the Costco. You take a right, and they're just up there on the left.
And one other thing before I go
Sure.
is to let you know that our Choices training is coming up. It's going to start March 19th. If there's anyone out there that's interested in volunteering for our organization, we do a 5-day training, which is going to be March 19th, 26th, April 2nd, April 9th, and April 16th.
Okay.
And we train you in Medicare and Medicaid and all the wraparound programs. And then we use you as a resource to go out in the community and help others do what we do.
Okay, so that's March 19th, 757-5449. You're going to call
Correct.
Darryle. And please, we really could use volunteers. This is a great give back to the community, help people. The Choices people are skilled, trained people, and what they do is they assist the senior with paperwork that gets them confused.
Right.
All right, Darryle, have a great day.
Thank you. You
God
too,
bless.
Michael. Bye-bye.
Okay.